Hello and welcome. My name is Sean, also known as ChilliChump, and it's a rainy day here in England, so I thought it'd be a good time for me to give you the results of the experiment that I started much earlier this year around hydroponics. Now, I was trying to come up with a method to grow hydroponically that would be more efficient, that would use less water, that would be something that's very easy to maintain and pretty much use the system that I've already built for normal soil growing. The bottom line is it didn't quite work the way I expected, but there were some interesting results. So let's take a look at the plants and I'll tell you my thoughts. And if I was going to do this again, I'd tell you sort of the changes that I'd make. These are the three plants that I started. This one here is the Big Black Mama. And you can see we've got pods on here. This one is a special cross that I've been working on for a little while. And this over here is a Hainan Yellow Lantern. Now, what you'll notice is these haven't really grown very much. They're still alive, they're still healthy, so the system, while it works, is not optimal. Even here, these plants, well, you can see that they're doing pretty well. This is just my plain soil grown plants. The plants in the larger greenhouse are even bigger, but these here are just, yeah, it's not showing the same level of growth. And that's what I was kind of worried about. So with these three plants, what I did here, we can see this one is the one that has vermiculite in it. So you can see there the vermiculite pieces in amongst the clay balls. This one had perlite and the hydroton or the expanded clay. And this one here is just pure hydroton, no other amendments. What is interesting is I expected the most successful plant here to be this one because of the vermiculite, which is meant to have water retaining properties. And I thought that that would be second, and this here would be the worst performer. This one here did pretty well. We can see it's doing quite nicely. Both of these plants, however, had a similar growth pattern. They were both battling. I couldn't water them enough. I couldn't flood them enough with these drippers. So I was actually topping these up manually. I would just grab a little jug and I would grab some water out of that barrel and pour it directly in on some of the hotter days. On days like today, it's not a problem at all, and we're not going to have any problem. We've got that rain coming through and not much sunshine. But when we had a bit of a heat wave, these plants were battling, really battling. So I was having to just top them up. That one just kept on going. There was never a problem. It never really drooped. And yeah, we can see the pods are on it. So I mean, it is growing. It's not ideal. It never was going to be ideal. I was just testing a theory, and yeah, didn't get the results I was hoping for, but didn't really expect anyway. So what would I change? This here, well, we can see here actually, because of how badly this one was doing, I actually put 2 drippers in here, so that's 4 liters per hour drippers, and I was flooding this every hour for 5 minutes. So you could flood it more often, but honestly, why reinvent the wheel? The best way that I've ever grown hydroponically has been ebb and flood. So a proper, true ebb and flood system. Just completely flood this so the water comes all the way up to the top and then floods back down as quickly as it can. And doing that every 3 hours, you're going to get much better results than what I'm doing here through drip irrigation. So you can't expect a great result every single time you do run these experiments, but it is what it is. So bottom line is, yeah, drip irrigation in the way that I'm doing it here is just not going to work. I think the Dutch bucket method, that's probably the next one I want to test out. Just again, a traditional way of doing it, or just going back straight to what I was doing a few years back, doing just normal ebb and flood. So we'll see. But Dutch bucket, I think that sounds promising, which is kind of where this idea came from. It's a bit of a hybrid version of a Dutch bucket. Anyway, this is a quick video, just giving you a quick update on that, just so it doesn't disappear into the ether and you wonder what happened with that experiment. Well, there you go. And yeah, I can't always succeed at absolutely everything I do. And I've got to show you the failures as well. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, stay spicy.